I've been wanting to start a new hobby for years at this point. I could sit here and worry about the 1,000 different things that can go wrong and why I can't do this. So I tried to visualize what it would be like if I was extremely proficient at this. Unfortunately, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm navigating unknown territory here, but I just need to figure out 3 things to get this moving. 1. My hobby of choice, crocheting. The process of taking yarn and a crochet hook and pulling it through loops to create all sorts of items. 2. What am I making? This cat. It's silly and cute, and that's all the reasoning I need to make it. I've named him Mip. 3. Narrow down the tools to the strictly necessary. Yarn. Self-explanatory. Hook. Self-explanatory. Stuffing, for structure. Eyeballs, to give this little guy life. Stitch markers, optional. All my brain power, also optional. Oh, and of course, the pattern. Oh, so let's see what I've gotten myself into. From that point forward, 5 central events quickly established the course of the project. Figure out what I'm looking at on this pattern. Make MIP'S head. Make MIP'S body. Attach them together. The next day, I found myself sitting in front of my computer deciphering crochet terminology. Crocheting is always talked about as this fun, relaxing hobby where you craft all these fun little projects, but what I didn't realize was the amount of different stitches you originally have to learn and how they each have their own acronym. Slip knot, slip stitch, chain, increase single crochet, invisible circle, half double crochet, front double crochet, triple crochet, fasten off, magic loop, increase, decrease stitches, increase. So trying to read the pattern is like deciphering code. But I wasn't going to give up. So I did what had to be done and spent a full evening and night learning all the stitches I needed to make MIP. And then it was time to try. Attempt after attempt after attempt. And I had to restart again and again and again. But one thing was undeniable. I was getting better. Until it finally clicked. I had figured out the flow of how to crochet my stitches together, how one went into the other, and how to understand this part of the pattern. And now with a fresh point of view and the knowledge of what I learned the night before, I started to finally make the head. Now that I was in the groove of it and strapped with my newfound confidence, making MIP'S head would be simple, in 4 easy steps. First, crochet the entire outline of the head. Second, stuff the head to figure out the shape. Third, put the eyeballs on. Fourth, put the final stuffing, seal up the head, and make the ears. And finally, MIP'S head was complete. Now it was time for the body. This would be easy. I already had the knowledge of how to make the most common stitches in this pattern, so it was full steam ahead. Until I realized that I had another hurdle to jump. I had to make the legs and the tail. The problem is this next row is extremely difficult. Again, we're back to the start where it feels like I'm reading gibberish. I can't understand anything, so I literally have to go back and like research all these things. This pretty much took me back to square one, and I had to research a whole bunch of new stitches and ways to make these, but I had gotten so far. I was not gonna let this stop me now. And after a couple of hours of putting my head down and lots of research, the legs and the tail were finished. So now I just had to finish the body, and we were nearly at the finish line.
It's so in mind, it gives me something real and something to believe.
started this, I had wildly different goals for this, what I wanted it to be. I wanted to be proficient, skillful, talented, but why did I want to start this hobby? I think I wanted to feel what it was like to just do it. It was hard and I wanted to give up. I made so many mistakes, but when I just kept moving, I began to embrace the mistakes along the way. And what I realized while doing this is that it's less about skill and more about growing as people. About making peace with mistakes and finding something beautiful in them, but most importantly, what we learned and the friends we made along the way.